Welcome back, everybody. We are in I believe we are on episode 6 of our campaign of Grand Tactician Civil War. We are in March, and we're getting after a rebel offensive here in Maryland that we were able to push back. Benjamin Huger's Department of Norfolk decided to get a little ambitious with freezing temperatures. We are preparing for our own attack thrust across the board into the south. So really, as the game kind of starts moving along, we'll start letting readiness get up a little bit and letting things thaw out just a little from the winter. Probably aiming around March 15th to go ahead and launch this attack. We probably will start right here and go thrust right into Manassas to try to pull some troops away from Winchester. The other thrust will come from the Army of Ohio and Mississippi, converging into Nashville. So, about March 15th, you'll see some movement taking place. Our Department of Missouri under Lyon is just taking a long time to get their readiness back up. So, they'll be a little bit behind, but the Army of the West will also push down here into Carrollton. One thing that did finally happen based on the loading back in is it must have happened right as we saved out, but we did take Fort Pillow, so that would be our 5th port thus far. Or fort thus far, not port. So what that'll do is that allows Foot's Mississippi River Squadron to be able to work down a little bit more, start blockading even things in northern Mississippi. That should hurt their economy a little bit more. Kentucky River Squadron should be taking any supplies going into Decatur and Nashville, along with the Ohio River Squadron. So we should be in decent shape there with that river flow. Let's speed up just a little bit. We do have that army in Florida, about 30 days away from really being able to launch an attack here into Tampa. And we have built a new fleet. They are going to go blockade southern Texas. We're a little ways away still there, obviously. And we've got Farragut ready to hit Fort Thompson again. So we'll do that now. We have a bunch of ironclads getting ready. So it should be an exciting episode here with a lot of different movement. At least probably one big battle followed by another one here coming up. We may even push here with the Department of West Virginia down here into Beverly, just to kind of hopefully draw Floyd's Corps out, the former Army of Kanawha, and drive them out of Charleston. Really, that salt works is kind of what we need. As you see, our troops are still in winter quarters, so that we're going to take a penalty for moving and attacking in the winter, but it's March. I know you still get some cold there, but... So Fort Thompson has a decent amount of defenders still. It will take a little bit of time here, but we'll keep an eye on it since last time Farragut just decided to disengage without letting us know. Either way, we'll go ahead and keep him parked there in an attempt to really take that fort out. As you see, they're suffering from supplies and whatnot. Oh, crud. Clicked a little fast there. It's alright. Just puts them in a little bit closer range, which maybe allows for taking the fort a little bit easier. I'm not sure. We have been having that issue with taking forts, but let's see. Pope, how close is he to green readiness here? Alright, so what we'll do is we'll start working Don Carlos Buell's Army of Ohio down to the banks of the Tennessee. And at the same time, we will move the 8th Corps and 9th Corps to Charlotte, Tennessee, and some river movement. Just really trying to coordinate so that we have a similar timing there to launch this attack. And then we've got the Army of the Potomac. We are going to send our Florida Keys Squadron is going to be able to be outfitted finally. We're going to move the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Corps with McClellan forward while keeping the Department of Washington in place as our defense in case something happens. Would like to have some troops potentially able to defend. Let's see, did Farragut take that fort? Yes, he did. So there's our 6th. For those of you keeping track and wanting to keep track, looks like we finally finished our bounties project. We're a little early there. So we go government funding. Really, we're going to go ahead and do breadbasket. Potentially, in case we get to a manpower problem, to be able to mechanize our farms and save some workers that way. We do have 265 volunteers available, so there's a good chance that we'll be okay, but we do know how these things tend to go sometimes. Okay, so those two armies are getting close. Not sure what's taking the Army of the Potomac so long to cross the Potomac. I guess it's only 35 degrees. They're getting out of winter quarters completely and pushing into Alexandria, so this push into Tennessee is going to really damage some of the Nashville abilities here. We do have them blockaded for about 48%. As you see, our readiness is getting hit pretty severely, despite it being the middle of March now. did not engage any type of battle with the rebel Army of the Potomac, which I thought for sure we were in range there of some sort of engagement, but so we'll have to continue pushing forward. Not sure the best avenue here. We'll go with McClellan because it should be in range of his reinforcements. We'll start him off with the first, the second. Oh, it did push them out. And the third corps all pushing into Manassas Junction. So we force Beauregard's group back. Looks like to Culpeper or a little further. We should take Alexandria back. Converging on Nashville pretty quick. Yellow readiness, so we'll wait just a little bit longer. See, those days went down quite a bit, so I'm not sure what was causing some of the issues for Lion, but went from 100 days to 76 days in a week. So we'll let them recover a little bit more. Looks like we've taken Alexandria and all the supplies there. And should go ahead and be able to move into Manassas. Then the question becomes, which direction? We'll probably push right into Culpeper to try to secure this supply depot here. It is on that side of the river. Well, it looks like we secured it. So we'll probably push right into Magruder's Court there at Culpeper, really to get them on the other side of the river. The only concern we really have is what Johnston's Corps over here is going to do with 39,000. We really don't want them showing up behind us, so we might take about a week to gain readiness here, specifically with the 3rd Corps, who apparently Franklin's struggling with recovering. Not sure. I mean, I get that it's cold, guys, but... So we'll let the 2nd, 3rd, and probably even the 1st Corps by the time we get there all regain some readiness, and then we'll push even further into Virginia, specifically going for Culpeper. Oh, well, here comes somebody. G.W. Smith's Corps moving up. See if they do what the AI likes to do and time up all of their forces hitting you at once. Could make things a little interesting there. Because that's what we're going to try to do right now. Man, March movement is not a whole lot better than winter movement. Okay, we've got a siege going. Looks like to take pressure off, they crossed. I'm not sure how you cross when we've got a fleet there, but hey, you know, not everything's going to be perfect. So what we'll do is obviously then have to go defend this fort. Can we do it with the Department of Washington? 16,000. Yeah, that's what we use those guys for. So they will engage in an attempt to support the fort, which really they should be engaged in it anyway, but we'll get them there and let Mansfield kind of take control of the city defenses. Not sure how just moving there is causing our problem, but hey, Bowling Green to Nashville apparently is exhausting way to go there. So we'll have to wait for a little bit of readiness to regain. I would think that we were in range. And then we've got the Army of the Mississippi with Grant. We'll go ahead and try to slide him a little bit forward and see if we can't start an engagement there with Buell's men in support potentially. Okay, do we have the Department of Washington here? We do. And so because of that, we will go ahead and fight this battle and bring you back after we get everything set up. So it looks like we are going to be realistically similar numbers, but about half of our number is going to be cavalry. We are on the Bull Run map, and we're going to be on the offensive. Ooh, ooh, that's going to be interesting. They have a couple entry points, both right near the objectives, but our entry point actually puts us with Mansfield. Your stats must be fantastic. Let's see here. Not sure. We'll probably go ahead and go double line here and try to allow everybody to move up together. Oh, that's... Huh. Well, that should make things interesting quick. They have artillery, we do not, with the exception of the fort artillery, which I'm not seeing in here at all. Okay, I thought usually the fort garrison gets to be a part of this battle, but apparently not. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and stick skirmishers out. We will dismount and loose order our cavalry, which, well, that apparently is not what I meant to click. So dismount and loose order. Well, that's still making us go to a single line. Whatever, game. We'll dismount and go to loose order. At least we're dismounted. We'll see if that works. We'll treat this as a type of battle where really they attacked one of our forts. We asked for reinforcements, and Mansfield arrived with essentially the regular army here, with a little bit of non-regular troops, but typically the regular army ready to defend and showing up on the flank, which would be a key reason why Gustavus Smith wouldn't want to actually plan this attack. But hey, let's see how it goes. Oh boy. Put him on attack and things go haywire quickly. He does not like the setup that we had for him and wants to... I hate how the AI does this. I'm really not entirely sure why they do it this way, but inevitably, no matter what you do, they will try to flip their entire line. I don't understand it. I don't know why they do it that way. It doesn't really seem to ever have a rhyme or reason to it. It's just they perpetually will always take the right end of the line and try to move it to the left, and vice versa. If somebody could explain that to me in the comments, please let me know. I know some people have a little bit more experience with this and have figured out some things that maybe I haven't, but by far one of the most infuriating pieces of giving orders to anybody is they all. I guess I should have just gone with brigades or division level commands, but I guess that'll learn me. So it does look like we are getting some troops in place to fire at the enemy. And some of the strangeness is wearing off as it looks like Mansfield is ordering a variety of cavalry units forward, and we do have some pretty good weapons here in our cavalry. We already have Major Duane killed. So we've taken out their first brigade on their flank. What really is going to lead to a potential problem for us is our lack of artillery here. It's mainly all been transferred into other units because silly me thought that if Fort Washington got attacked, we would be able to use the artillery that was already in the fort. So, oops. So we will need to take out some of their artillery pretty quickly. Looks like they're also causing some problems with their lines. Let's see. They're kind of shoving all their troops together into one place. I'm not really sure what all Mansfield's got planned here, but well, let's get to him. Looks like he's throwing some of the U.S. regular infantry into reserve. And we are pushing back some units again. We do have a decent amount of fire getting laid down on the units that they're sending forward. Looks like 6th Cavalry has broken by what they've got going on our flank over here. The other unfortunate part is you would like to think that the regulars wouldn't have to suffer from the same penalty. I know a lot of them, it was really their first combat also, but you know, you'd like to think that they wouldn't take this first battle. Part of the bonus of having regular units is that they were prepared. At least they were drilled for it. They may not be prepared, but in theory, they might be. Nope, let's just go ahead and stay right here and fire at that cannon that's shooting at you, Otis. Or, yeah, keep trying to redirect yourself to the railroad cut. That doesn't really make any sense. But hey, keep doing it. They keep overriding me. Shoot! Alright, I give up. Gonna need support up here. I'm not sure why we just keep sending troops back. Mansfield, you're kind of annoying me a little bit. We've pushed them out of their initial assault into our center. We're still taking fire, but we are sending some of their bigger brigades backwards. Yep, that's a great strategy, guys. Way to retreat directly into fire. Somehow they have terrible weapons, but hey, again, you gotta do what you gotta do, right, guys? So, definitely learning about some of these commanders that should not be in charge of some of our fort defenses. I'm sure we'll have a variety of defamed commanders coming up. Our right flank is looking very, very porous right now. We will send, Jesse Lane's regular brigade to the right flank as best as we can, because we are getting just walloped over there and they just keep taking more and more from us over there. I don't know what the results of this battle look like right now, but I don't feel like it's going very favorably for us. Going to need his men over here to hold that flank. And really, we're just going to need our officers to start rallying troops as quickly as possible. Because many of them are struggling on morale. So to make sure we don't end up taking a hit here, including Mansfield. I mean, at this point, he should probably be up making sure that troops are getting back in the fight. So our men are actually falling back. That's not really good here. Pretty disappointing, to be completely honest, that all of our regular units are breaking and running despite really the benefits that we should have by having U.S. regulars. Yeah, I'm worried our morale's going to break and force us to retreat. We've got a lot of troops in really bad morale. And yeah, there's the alert that Mansfield's demoralized. It says we've only taken 1,200 losses. Let's see if we can find AI commander here and get an idea of what they've taken. Yeah. Blake, I'm not really sure what you're doing there. Mansfield, you're really kind of probably going to get fired after this. You're going to be defamed, and we're going to have to put somebody else in charge of the defenses of Washington because this is just kind of embarrassing, to be totally honest, some of the orders that are going out. We have to take out their batteries. There's 2 of them here. Come on, Blake's men. Fire at them, that would help. We're going to have to get a little closer, apparently, because even though they have Sharps carbines, they are not firing. Okay, unload into them. Nope, do not fall back. You fall back, you're going to continue to get shot. Just shoot. You have the Sharps. Fire. Alright, so we pushed all the way forward just to fall back. Who is our cavalry commander? Cook. Well, Cook, you're really starting to annoy me here. Cavalry does not like to listen. And Blake was wounded, so maybe that's partially why. Yep, and just like we were worried, we do in fact have our morale break. Really disappointed there. Like I said, I would like to think that the threshold for morale for the regulars would be a little bit higher, but looks like Mansfield has failed to defend Fort Washington. So we'll have to completely call back at least one corps of our invasion force to defend it. Let's see how big the difference was here. Our morale ended up under 20. Theirs is about 30. Casualty-wise, we're pretty close. So, there's that. Maybe we force them to fall back from the fort actual defenses. Who knows if they count as being engaged or not in this battle. Who knows? Things haven't really been making sense as it is. So there you see the final results. We were beaten by Gustavus Smith. Not a great start. We did take out 15 of their 40 guns, but I think really that morale hit from their guns probably played the biggest part here in our defeat. So we'll bring you back here at the campaign screen. Alright, so we have made it back to the campaign map, and this is, I guess, the moment of truth here. Did we lose the fort? We did not, and it looks like the fort is not in a siege at this point. We'll have to check that out. It says we're in good shape right now, so there's a positive. Maybe it will force them to fall back. Maybe we can get the Potomac flotilla up there to kick them out of their invasion ability here. Try not to have to call off our invasion of Northern Virginia just off of Gustavus Smith. Alright, let's check Mansfield and see if he ended up getting defamed. Because that was a bad show of leadership. Nope, he did not. We will have a handful of commanders to replace, I would think. Oh, it looks like it already did. It put Runyon in charge for... Probably shouldn't be in charge of cavalry that it does, but... Yeah, it just went ahead and already did some of the assignments. We'll fix some of those because probably don't need brigadier generals in charge of a cavalry regiment. Sturgis. So, give them a better gun. So I didn't look to see if Van Wyck or Cook. No, nobody got defamed. It's kind of maybe one of our wounded or killed fellas dead. So we'll try to get the Potomac flotilla up in hopes of keeping Smith's Corps from actually doing that invasion. Probably have to send troops back either way. I'm really not thrilled about it. We'll take Henry Halleck's group and the 1st Corps back here to engage them. In a reality, we wouldn't let them just sit there close to Washington. So we do have the Department of the East. We'll move down to Philadelphia in case we need to defend Washington. And we have the Department of Washington still. That went right back up to green, but nervous morale. So, well, potentially have to throw them back into the fight if things don't go to plan. Man, I don't know what we need to do to engage in this battle here, but we're pretty darn close. A couple more ships completed. We will assign those momentarily. Let's see if we can't get... this 9th Corps just to get a little bit more readiness. And we can move them into a closer position to attack Nashville. I mean, I feel like we've gotten as close as we can possibly get. If there was a way to assign when they arrived, I know there's a time to assign when they march. Play around with it real quick. Yeah, no, it only gives you, I mean, that'd be a nice feature to try to coordinate an attack, but either way, at this point, our March push has resulted in us taking Alexandria, so there's a positive in all of this. Halleck's 1st Corps is almost to Alexandria. Move McClellan that direction. Give him the Ambulance Corps to try to help just a little bit with our various problems that we're going to run into with troop strength. And we'll speed up a little bit. Hopefully their morale picks up pretty quickly. 37% is not great. Alright, we've got an alert that we're in a battle. Somebody's withdrawing. Please don't let them withdraw into Washington, D.C. That would be frustrating. Gosh, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, you really have got to be kidding me. Okay. They did not stop in Washington, D.C. Thank goodness. That would have been just frustrating. I think it's the only word I can use that just covers it. Alright, so we will conclude this episode about here. I know we're a little short on time, but I have a feeling our next episode is going to be a severe battle as we watch Smith's Corps decide that the battle with Halleck just wasn't worth it. So we'll move Halleck back up to Manassas along with McClellan. Banks is really outnumbered over here. We're going to need to have him push into Harper's Ferry. But this punch down into Culpeper is coming here this next episode, as well as pending some troops not being exhausted and out of readiness. Nashville should be coming up momentarily. We'll try to go ahead and get you ready for the start of that battle and maybe start the next episode with the attack into Nashville. We'll put Pope and McClernand both on the attack. Buell maybe one day will join. Alright, so before that even happens, it looks like we're going to have an attack from the Army of the Potomac coming up into Manassas again with Magruder's Corps in support and our 3 Corps from the Army of the Potomac there to try to sort some things out. So we'll end this episode here and bring you back to the start